Alright guys, I kind of rushed that last video just because I was trying to get stuff done. But yeah, we got some more goodies. I want to go ahead and get the motor in. I'd like to have got more things on it before we stuck it in here, but I was waiting on parts. I didn't expect to stab that thing in here, and just one thing led to another. I was by myself. I didn't know if I'd be able to get it stabbed because maneuvering the motor and reaching way over there to lower it and raise it, not easy. Plus you got to turn the motor and try to lift up, and I don't know, but I finally got it. It actually wasn't too bad. I got 2 transmission bolts in it for now, just holding it, and we got the motor mounts in. We might try to slide it back a little bit as far as we can. I've noticed these LS motors, they're shorter front to back than a small block Chevy. They are wider than a small block Chevy for sure. But I just got to tighten up the motor mount bolts, the plate, the 4 on the plate, and the big one that goes through, and put the torque converter bolts in and the rest of the flex plate bolts. But when you do this, you can only use 5 bolts because the driver's side one that the dipstick usually bolts to is gone on these LS motors, and they moved it to the very top. But whatever, the dipstick's gonna have to be bent to fit. Hopefully with that, he's got a transmission shield in there. He's got that transmission shield in there, and it's got a groove in it for the dipstick to go in. I don't know if you can see that all the way over there, but it does. Let's get over there. See, it's got that the transmission dipstick's got to fit up in. So we're going to have to bend it and make it fit in that at the same time. I honestly don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll figure something out. We need to just take that thing off and get an aftermarket bell housing, but those are kind of expensive. We got some more parts. I got a cap for the drain plug because I don't know if we're going to run it on motor before we put the turbo on it. I don't know when Chris is going to come down. He welds a little bit better than I do, so he's going to weld all that up for the new turbo kit. We're going to have to redo all that. We got an ICT billet turbo feed, and again I got a 4AN to 1/8 inch MPT for that, and a cap in case we want to run motor before we put the turbo on. I got a new cam sensor, only to find out I've got 2 OEM ones over there in my box, so I shouldn't have ordered that because I'm pretty sure those are good. We got push rods and knock sensors in there. So we're gonna put the new knock sensor in. We're gonna put the new cam sensor in. We're gonna put the valley tray and the knock sensors in. Then we're gonna put the push rods on and torque all these down. And that's what we're gonna do today. All right, we'll change the cam sensor, just 1 bolt pulled out. It is a little tight. You can use a screwdriver to pry up there a little, and it'll pop out. And I lubed up the rubber ring, and so it slide in there easier, and stuck her back down, put the bolt in. Now I guess we'll go ahead and do the valley tray. I popped out the old seals for the knock sensor, and through the bottom with just a screwdriver. Plop. One of them flew under there somewhere, and I've got 2 that came in the kit, and then I got 2 that came. No, I didn't get the seals. Oh, that's okay. I got 2 in the kit. These are the top seals, so I got 2 in the kit. We'll knock those back in. All right, there we go. Got them out of the kit. Those go in just like that. That side goes up, this side goes down, and they'll just press right in. Actually, we'll press those in. We'll put the gasket on. We'll go ahead and bolt that down, and then we'll send the knock sensors in. All right, I put this gasket on. I'm just going to set this right on top of it, and then we'll line the bolt holes up and tighten the bolts. Alright, put the valley plate on with the gasket and the new seals. I tightened them up in a crisscross pattern from the inside out, and just tightened them up hand tight, and then went to 22 foot-pounds, and then I went to 15 foot-pounds on the knock sensors, stuck those in there, screwed those in. Now we'll just throw the harness on there and set these down in the hole and run the wire out the back. I keep changing sides on y'all, don't I? So you have to pull this out a little bit and then plug it in. You just push it straight down. That clips on that latch. Then you have to pull the wire back through carefully and then push that down in the hole. I gotta have two hands. Alright, and that's that for that. Let's take these rockers off that we were checking push rod length with and drop the new push rods in. All new rocker arms in. Now we're just gonna put the all new push rods in. Now we're gonna put the rocker arms on. I put the rocker arms on and I went through them all and I just snugged them up a little with that wrench right there. Now we'll go back through and put them at 22 foot-pounds. I've already checked the push rod length. If you watched the last video, you'd see that. But we're gonna do 22 foot-pounds on all of them. Then I'm gonna turn the motor over. The exhaust come up and close, the intake come up and close, and I'll turn it over a little. And I'll check these, and I'll go through every one of them like that. But honestly, I do this every time, and when I put them on the base load with the cam and check them again at 22 foot-pounds, they're always still where they're supposed to be. But I like to double check anyway. So we'll go 22 foot-pounds on all of them. We'll put this set on the base circle of the cam. Exhaust comes up, closes, intake comes up, closes, give the motor about 1/8 of a turn. Check these, do every one of them that way, just to double check and make sure. But that's how we're going to do it. Alright, I started on number 1. The exhaust valve came up, closed, intake valve came up, closed. I gave the motor about 1/8 of a turn. And I checked these and they were still 22 foot-pounds. They didn't need tightened anymore. Every time I do this, they never need tightened anymore. But they say to do it with them on the base load with cam, so I double check it. Now I can just turn that a quarter turn, go to the next cylinder in the firing order, and it's 1872 6543. So quarter turn, go to 8. Quarter turn, go to 7. Quarter turn, go to 2, etc. I have to look up the firing order on these. I don't have it memorized. On small block Chevy, you got about memorize it if you're fooling with distributors. But this one's 2 sets of cylinders are switched out in the firing order. 1872 and then 1843. See, that's the way it starts. Small block Chevy's 18436572, and then the LS is what I just mentioned. But yeah, 2 sets of cylinders are switched out. But yeah, I did this one. I'm gonna go quarter turn, go to 8, quarter turn, go to 7, quarter turn, go to 2, and then so on and so forth. Quarter turn, go to 6, and these are numbered. Driver's side 1, 3, 5, 7. On passenger side 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, just like I said, put them all on the base load with cam, retorqued them, and of the 16, 2 of them barely moved. So yeah, and that's with those big 660 lift springs. So yeah, there you have it. They're all torqued down. Now we're going to put the ICT billet oil feed on the oil pan. I'm not sure what we're going to do next. Maybe jack it up and put the transmission bolts in. Not looking forward to that. That transmission shield makes putting them transmission bolts in very difficult. Alright, got our ICT billet turbo oil feed. So it comes with this O-ring. I put some Vaseline on it and you stick it down in that groove. And then we're going to take an 1/8 inch to 4 AN. We're going to put some thread tape on it. We're going to screw it down in there. And then it's got these countersunk screws. Whoops. And we'll find the Allen to fit that, and we'll put that all together and stick it on the oil pan. And for now, I'm just going to put this cap on it. 4AM cap. And there we go. We got the drain plug cap on and the ICT billet turbo oil feed. I just got that cap on there. Like I said, Chris is going to come down to weld on the turbo kit. If I get this all together before he comes down, I might just make my own little exhaust that comes straight out and down and run it on motor a little bit. We'll see. But I don't really feel like getting under the car right now. So I put the valve covers on. Just because why not? And we'll go ahead and put the water pump on. Alright, got the old tubing off. We're just going to loop the heater hose just like I do on my 5.3. Cleaned all the surfaces off. Got the gaskets and the bolts. And these only go on one way. The good thing about these motors, engines, whatever you want to call it, they got these rubber seals in them. You don't have to do all that Permatex crap and make a mess. But let's throw this on here. Well, it's hard to hold all that stuff together at once, so I started the top bolt, put the gasket in there, and then started these two. Then went over there and did the other side and did the same thing. Now just tighten her up. Alright, water pump's on. Tighten her up to 132 inch-pounds. Now, truck spacing, that should be straight as could be. Woot woot. And it is. Yes, sir. But I'm going to go ahead and set that on there just for the fun of it. Actually, before we put that on there, we're going to put the correct throttle body on it. That's a drive-by-wire. We're going to be using a drive-by cable. I'm going to go ahead and take the fuel rail off of it because we're not using any of that. So I had this intake and I had that one. I think we're going to use this one. I broke this off and I stole one of these for my LS1 intake so I could bolt this on. It was like on this one right here, they're missing. There's one there, but see how two of them are missing? So I pulled one out of there. I think I pulled one out of there and then I broke that. But I don't think anything else is broke on it. These are always broke. But we'll find a way to plug that, take that out and plug that. I think we'll just use this one because it's already got all the bolts in it. And it's got the cable and the drive-by cable. Alright, so change the plans. I like that intake better. So what I done was I pulled some of these out. And you can pull them out by taking a bolt just big enough to fit over it. And you can screw this in there. The bolt needs to be smaller than the washer on this. Just keep tightening this up and it'll pull that right out of there. Just like that right there. And then I just been taking a hammer, putting it right here, and then beating it down in there. Easy peasy. Just like that. Ta-da! Alright, there we go, nice and tight. I didn't think about that trick when I was doing this. I'm pretty sure I cracked this one somewhere and I can't remember. But I took some of these out for my LS1 intake. For some reason didn't have all the bolts. I don't know what happened there, but I'm kind of scared to use that one because I think it's cracked. So we're going to knock all the bolts out of this one, put them in that one. Switch the gaskets back over. I'd already switched the gasket over. And put that throttle body on that one right there. We're going to clean that up real good with some carburetor cleaner or brake cleaner or whatever. It's dirty in here. Dirty, dirty. Woo.
Woo-wee, that truck intake's ugly on there. But tomorrow I'll probably put the transmission bolts in, the torque converter bolts in, and I had left the cross member transmission bolt loose so we could slide the motor back and forth. I'm going to probably slide the motor back a little bit and then tighten all that stuff up and get the motor mounts tight and put a filter on it and put some oil in it. And then may go ahead and start hooking up the Haltech Rebel next video.